My name is Sheena with the Way of Namaste, and today I wanted to come on and share a little bit about the gene key that we've just moved into, gene key 53. This is the shadow of immaturity, the gift of expansion, and the city or the divine essence of superabundance. Today I'd like to offer us a prayer and a Celtic Cross reading in the frequency of gene key 53. Before we get started, I invite you to anchor into sacred space. Here I've got my rosary beads, I've got my fresh flowers, and I've also got moonstone with me today, which helps to soothe and balance the emotions and is related to the Cancer sign that we're currently in right now. It is useful emotionally in assisting both men and women in tuning into their own feminine side, enabling one to experience calmness, peace of mind, and flexibility. And it's been known to have healing affinity with the stomach, the spleen, and the pancreas. Moonstone is especially useful for the alleviation of female problems associated with the heart and the third chakra, the third eye chakra. This is especially a beautiful stone for new beginnings and fertility, whether of new ideas, new businesses, or even new children. So before we get started, I'd like to invite you to begin to take some deeper breaths, activating the beautiful properties of moonstone in your own being, offering more calm, more peace, and more balance to the emotional realm. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath in together, in through the nose, pulling that air all the way up from the perineum. And as we breathe in, just allowing that energy, any stagnant energy, to be relieved, to be removed. Maybe holding for a beat between the inhale and the exhale for just a conscious moment of gratitude. And as we exhale, just setting the intention that we're letting something go, something that's no longer in alignment for where we're going. So gene key 53, this is the spiral initiator, part of the ring of seeking. It governs the natural cycles of growth, inviting us to mature emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. In its shadow, we may feel impatient or scattered or even stuck in a loop of starting without sustaining. This immaturity often stems from unintegrated wounds or fear of commitment. Keeps us trapped in cycles without learning the lesson and moving on. As we surrender to the rhythm of life and we trust the divine timing of our unfoldment, we move into the gift of expansion, not as forceful growth, but as a gentle unfolding that's guided by presence and deep listening. From here, we reach the city of superabundance, where life itself becomes a self-sustaining fountain of grace. This gene key is here to teach us that true abundance doesn't come from striving, but from allowing each phase of becoming to reveal itself in divine time. Superabundance goes beyond evolution. It reminds us that we already have everything that we will ever need contained within us. So I invite you to close down your eyes or soften your gaze if that feels in alignment for you, and let's take another deep breath in, softly, deeply, through the nose, and just allowing this breath to spiral all the way down into your belly, into your womb, your being. I invite you to see, sense, perceive, visualize a spiral of golden light forming around you, moving clockwise, gently lifting you into alignment with the highest frequencies of truth, love, and divine expansion. Allow your awareness to settle into the still point within the spiral. This is the place that never rushes, that never needs to force, and yet allows all of life to emerge. Let's take a pause here as we breathe into that space. Here we invite in trust. We bring in divine timing. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are simply becoming. Beloved source of all life, we call in the light of truth, the wisdom of the spiral, and the grace of divine timing. We open our hearts to receive the teachings of this Gene Key 53, not just as knowledge, but as integrated embodiment. Help us release the fear that we're not ready, that we're not enough, or the fear of not being there yet. May we remember that immaturity is not a flaw, it's simply a phase. That expansion is not something we chase, but something that we allow. And that true superabundance is the natural outcome of living in harmony with the rhythm of our soul. Guide us now through this sacred tarot reflection to receive only what is aligned with the highest and greatest good of all beings. Allow the cards to speak clearly, to allow our hearts to open, and to let our spirits expand in trust. Recognizing if there's any part of this reading that doesn't feel in alignment with us, we have the freedom to let it go, to throw it, as my friend says, in the old chuck it bucket. So let's take another breath here, anchoring ourselves into this now moment, remembering that we already have everything that we will ever need. We already know everything that we will ever know. And here we simply open up a field of remembering. From the seed of immaturity, we expand with grace into the vastness of our being. We trust the divine unfolding. We are becoming. So we begin this Celtic Cross tarot reading at the heart of the matter, and it's with the Queen of Pentacles. This is a call to ground in true wealth, the wealth of the body, of earth, of presence, and of care. We are being asked to mother ourselves and others from a deeper place of embodied wholeness. The Queen knows how to tend to her garden without overgiving. The Queen of Pentacles remembers how resourced she is. Our challenge or opportunity this week is the Knight of Wands. We might feel the temptation to rush ahead, to chase vision without anchor. Immaturity can look a lot like impulsiveness or burnout, masked as inspiration. Can we honor the fire without being consumed by it? Where we're coming from in the past is the Ace of Cups. A heart opening has occurred. Something began in love, whether a relationship, a project, or a sacred inner union. There was a moment of purity, of divine connection, and now we are being asked to nurture what was seated there. What we're conscious of is the Four of Swords. Rest is required. Integration is required. Stillness is required. We cannot expand outward until we honor the inner healing. Superabundance comes after surrender and sacred pause. So, we are being gifted here with a divine timeout. What's being presented to us in the future at this moment is the Two of Swords. So a choice will be required, but only when the heart and the mind are aligned. If clarity isn't there yet, trust the timing. The expansion is coming, but it will require inner truth and discernment. What we are unconscious of right now is the Three of Swords. So there's an old wound that's still bleeding beneath the surface. Loss, betrayal, or heartache that's ready to alchemize into wisdom. Expansion doesn't deny pain. It doesn't bypass it. It transforms it into compassion over time and with patience. So the querent right now, us, this is the Six of Swords. So you're moving through a rite of passage. You're leaving behind rough waters. Whether through grief, healing, or transition, you are being ferried to a more peaceful inner landscape. You may not be there yet, but you're definitely in motion. Our environment is the sun. This is the medicine all around us. Light, innocence, joy, divine clarity, and the reminder that after every darkness, the sun does return. You are surrounded by those who carry this solar radiance, so allow yourself to be warmed by them. Our hopes and fears is the High Priestess. You long to trust your intuition completely, but sometimes you fear what you can't yet see. The mystery can feel really deep right now, and yet the High Priestess reminds us, you already know, your soul is wise beyond what the mind can grasp. So recognize when we move through these shifts in humanity that sometimes we are moving beyond where our conscious mind is capable of comprehending. So trust. Trust in the highest timeline that you set for yourself as the co-creator. This is your magical gift as the High Priestess. So our outcome right now is the Ten of Swords. So a cycle is ended, maybe even dramatically, perhaps even painfully, but necessarily. This marks the death of illusion, of victimhood, of false beliefs. As they say, if it's hysterical, it's historical. So with this ending, something greater can be born. In Gene Key 53rd's higher octave, this is the compost that makes room for a superabundant life. So trust this cycle to end completely. The immaturity is when we rush the process and we don't allow it to come to its full completion. So the gift of maturity, the gift of expansion, is to recognize even when we come back around what feels like a pain point, it's not a circle, it's a spiral. When we imagine the highest timeline, we can actually curate the death of old beliefs, false beliefs, distortions and illusions that are not serving where we are going. These might have been divine protectors for us at one point in our life. But when we know better, we can do better. When we can trust in the miracle of life, when we can trust in our ability to co-create with life, that life is happening through us, not to us, then we can stay and sustain a period of evolution, of expansion. And it comes with trust, it comes with faith, even in the unknown. So this spread mirrors the spiral nature of Gene Key 53. We've got immaturity reflected in the Knight of Wands. We've got heartache and rest being shown in that 3 and the 4 of Swords. It's coming into a profound initiation of wisdom and wholeness, and we see that reflected with the Queen and the Sun bookending this path. So this reading is a reminder that you are both the seed and the sun, and both of them need time and stillness. So before rushing into this next phase, may we give ourselves the sacred pause, the sacred time out to be with what is, so that we're not pressing forward before we're quite ready and bringing with us the distortion of old false beliefs that are not serving our highest evolution. Let's take another deep breath in. Again, bringing in this moonstone, this reflection of peace in our new beginnings. That if we see it, if we can believe it, then we can achieve it. Our imagination is a powerful tool. We can use it in the highest and greatest good, or we can become consumed by the external stimuli that can bring us into a fear place. And because this is a vibrational reality, it's always going to be our choice. Do we want to keep bringing fear into our path, or do we want to keep bringing in faith? For me, I know that I want to have faith and trust in this experience, recognizing if it's happening to me, it's because I'm capable of overcoming it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be here now. And if I fall into that spiral shadow of the immaturity, may I allow myself the sacred pause to respond before I react. I'm sending you so much love this week. Namaste.